Hi guys. So I have about 10 minutes before I have to pop in and grab my daughter from school, but I just wanted to jump in here and chat with you guys about month-end strategy. So for those of you guys who are not doing doTERRA as a business, this may be a little boring for you. I promise I'll be back with more tips and tricks, but this is totally business focused because I just had this conversation with my top leaders. So I figured I'd pop in here and share what I do come the end of the month, and especially in a month like January, where definitely January statistically is not the highest month of the year, which is totally fine. But I do know things that will create sustainability in your business and create momentum in your business, not just putting a Band-Aid on your business, hoping to get to the end of the month and sustaining your rank or rank advancing. So things that I look at towards the end of the month are, how can I get more bodies under my organization? So this is something this is a fun fact. Back when I hit Diamond, so I hit Diamond pretty fast in 12 months, but I didn't even know that you could do any type of buy-in. I didn't know that you could do any type of promotion. I just knew I had to get enrollments. So ignorance is bliss, but also it taught me that your intentions with how you're looking at the end of the month are so important. So when you're looking at your team, what's your game plan for this last week? What do you have on the books? Do you have classes on the books? If you don't, I highly recommend you get a class or two on the books. Now, if you're like, my schedule's crazy, I don't know if I can book another class, then this is what I recommend you doing. Look underneath your organization. So this depends on how big your organization is, but you're gonna look at your sharers or your business builders, and you're gonna reach out to them. And there's some private incentives that I love to run every single month with the weaker parts of my organization. So you can do something along the lines of, doing an incentive for every enrollment that they get. And again, this is up to your discretion. I used to just do custom rollerball blends for a lot of my leaders, especially while we were solidifying Diamond and moving towards Blue Diamond. So it doesn't need to be this like super heavy investment, but it's still an investment. But I would rather invest in my leaders and my sharers than invest in product and doing a buy-in. So you reach out to your wellness advocates, your sharers and your builders, and you ask them and you say, hey, I am doing a private promotion for the end of this month for only my wellness advocates. And I hand selected you to participate in this, so let me know if it's something you want to participate in, and I'll get you the details. Now, you might be wondering, well, why don't you just tell them the details? Because I want to engage in a conversation. I want to actually hear what's going on in your life, because everyone has circumstances. Everyone has things that they are putting their time into. And so sometimes I get no response. Sometimes I'll get a response of, oh my gosh, yeah, I actually have a class on the books that I didn't even know about, right? Or sometimes I'll get a response of, oh my gosh, I want to start sharing. I'm nervous, but my mom and my sister, or my mom and my best friend, have been really interested, and so I would love to take advantage of this. Tell me all the details. So I feel like the conversation, the communication, the mentor-mentee relationship is so important. And obviously as your organization grows and grows and grows, you need to trust that your leaders can kind of carry the torch with this. But I will say that text messaging or even picking up the phone and calling people is always my best bet. So I'll shoot them a text message. And I've done a ton of different promotions with my leaders. I've done, enroll so much PV, and I'll give you so much PV and free oils. I'll double your fast starts, because if you think about it, if it's your enrollment, then you're obviously getting 10%. And so you're only coming out of pocket 10%. And I would much rather put money in my leader's pocket to put back into their business than put money into some type of buy-in, okay? So you can double their fast starts. You can do a diffuser. You can do an oil blend. You can do an amount of oils. It's kind of important to know your leader's love language with this too. So if one of your leaders' love language is, say, Amazon Prime, you can say, I'll give you an Amazon Prime gift card. So how do you decide who will be your leaders, or rather, what is the best way to build a team of leaders? You have to lead by example. I did a ton of classes for probably the first 3 years of my business locally. So I'm a presidential diamond. 4 of my 6 leaders are here in Reno. My other one's in the Bay Area, and my other one is in Australia. So you have to lead by example, though. People are inspired by your actions. People are inspired by how you're showing up, your drive, your dedication. So if you're at the end of the month and you're like, okay, this is my game plan, this is what I'm doing. You guys, if you want to join me with this, then, this is what we can do. This is the honest truth, is until you're at an actual leadership rank, I would say silver, you kind of want to treat your leaders like they're employees. Like, you kind of have to give them tasks, to be honest, because they don't know. There's only probably 2%, maybe 3% of people who will look at a business like doTERRA and take it and run with it and just do the things because they know they have like a deep desire to create a vision with this. Most people need you to lead them, need you to say, okay, let's do this, this, and this. So, okay, let me finish this thought process because I only have a few minutes to chat with you guys. So you are loving on your wellness advocates. So you're reaching out to them, and do it today. Do it today or tomorrow. You don't want to save this till the end of the week because, sorry, this is kind of Blair Witchy. I'm in my car. So you don't want to save this until the end of the month because then it's kind of panicky and frantic. You want this to be like, hey, you have a week. This is what I'm offering you. This is what I'm excited about. And not only that, this is twofold. So by helping and incentivizing your leaders to enroll people, they're also getting paychecks from doTERRA. So they're starting to realize, like, oh, I enrolled 3 people and I got a $140 check from doTERRA. Look how cool that is. Like, that's what creates the excitement and the confidence and the momentum for people to continue to do this, okay? So that's the reason why I like to do things like that. And also it brings more people into my organization, which sustains ranks. There is nothing that will sustain your rank over getting bodies in your organization. So all the promos in the world, you will gas out your people if that's all you're counting on. So, okay. So other than that, at the end of the month, so the last few days of the month, I will love on my customers. So I have some customers who order bananas amounts of doTERRA. They own spas, they own chiropractic offices. And so I have a few key people and key spots in my organization who, if I'm sure, I'll reach out to them and I will offer them a private promotion, but I know they're utilizing doTERRA for a business than personal use. Does that make sense? So it's knowing your customers and also knowing that the more you tap on their wallet this month, the less they're going to spend next month. So that's why promotions are not a sustainable way to maintain your rank or to rank advance. It's great for like a one-time kick, but you have to look at the longevity of the decisions you're making today within your business versus what ripple effect is that going to have on your business in the next, say, 4 to 6 months. So that is how I've always maintained my rank and sustained my rank, is not only enrolling myself, but also loving on those customers and not pushing them to the point where they're feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm just spending so much money. And obviously, yes, there's so many products within doTERRA that are consumable and great, but I also want them to go on their own journey. I don't want to push them. So I'm very cautious of pushing on my customer base, but I am a little bit more aggressive with pushing on the people who have told me they want to start sharing doTERRA, because sometimes they do need a little nudge of saying like, hey, this is exclusive for you. And if you want to jump in, if you want to come play in this pool, let's play. So, how does payment work? I mean, if you're going to do like a double your fast start, then yeah, I would just you could do an e-transfer. I mean, that's between you guys. So, and again, that's just an idea. Just simple things that have totally helped me build my organization and really support my team as they're continuing to grow. So, is it normal to lose leaders before you find your long-term leaders? And how do you pick yourself back up when you're working so hard to get where you are? I'm Silver and have a few people quitting. I love that you asked this, because I have literally rank advanced with different people every single time. That might sound so crazy to you guys, but I have. When I went from diamond to solid organic diamond, I switched leaders. When I went from diamond to blue, I rank advanced with different leaders. The only leaders that I have had who have always been with me are 2 of my 6. Callie Smith and Alicia Thomas. So I think that it really is figuring out who is your true business partner, and also having respect for yourself of knowing that if somebody's not showing up and they're telling you all the things and they want to do all the things, but their actions are so blatantly telling you something else, have respect for yourself of saying, okay, that's fine. This is obviously not a priority for you, but I can find somebody new. And again, this is why you always have to be the leader you want to attract. My leader in Australia, I should show you guys this someday, but I have written out who my dream leader is. And I was at a very deep pain point in my business with a certain spot in my organization. And I kid you not, she just blossomed underneath. She's on my 7th level. So she did not enroll to do the business. She's a stay-at-home mom. But the description I wrote down of who my dream leader would be, she's every single thing in there. And so I think it's important to stay intentional with who you want to partner with, and to know that women like me and you are out there. It's a numbers game. If it takes you enrolling, say 50 people to get 1 Keely Martinez on your team, are you going to do it? Because most people will give up around 25. I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you. Most people will throw in the towel and say, oh, I can't find any leaders. I'm not good at this business. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with the company or the compensation plan or the products. It has to do with that person and their belief in themselves. So something that I hold really strong to my heart is I need to hold belief for a lot of these younger leaders to know that they can continue to develop and they too can be in my shoes. I was you. I was at Silver with 2 leaders who didn't really do anything. 2 leaders who totally quit on me. One leader is still one of my best friends, but we had to have a talk about, okay, you don't have to do doTERRA with me. It's okay. Every conversation was a little bit painful, and it got to the point where I was like, ugh, I don't want this energy around me. So you have to be a little bit, you have to put boundaries around your energy and who you're allowing to suck your energy away from you, right? That's fine. I had 1 leader as a Silver, 1. But you know what? I know this business model works, and I know that I was craving something outside of my corporate job. And for me, it wasn't necessarily a financial thing, but it was I was craving self-development. I was craving, to get out and educate myself. I was craving to help people. And so doTERRA checked every single box in that field. It's funny, and I actually have to end with this, but when you're in network marketing, you actually don't realize how lucky you are to be surrounded by people who actually are intentional with their lives, who actually care how they show up, who actually care who they surround themselves with, who actually know that their mindset and their leadership skills and them developing themselves is what the true investment should be, right? Because then you put yourself around people who are in a 9-to-5, and this is a big generalization. There's not all people are like this, but you put yourself around people who are in a 9-to-5 and totally happy with making, minimum wage. And all of a sudden you feel like, why am I not inspired? Why am I not around the people who want to do more with their lives? Right? So anyways, that's my 2 cents. I gotta run, but I just want to share a little bit of a month-end strategy with you guys, because I feel like it's not talked about. I talk about this with my team all the time. This is the type of mentoring that I give to my team every single month, but it's also something that I feel like if I would have had somebody coach me in this way, I feel like I would have missed a lot of hurdles that really knocked me down. So anyways, yeah, love you guys. This will be in here for 24 hours, so enjoy. Mwah.